Our guest now is Katherine Mary Kraver. She is an author, a children's book, It Was Just a House. It's so nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Let me give you a little bit of the backstory, folks. West Springfield native, Westfield State University graduate. You teach first graders at Coburn Elementary School in your hometown. You always have loved to travel. You got to start doing that when you were at Westfield State. The stories of your travels, you told friends and acquaintances, and they said, what you're doing is so interesting. Why don't you write a book? You thought about it. You have a book for children about a refugee family in a place you visited in the Middle East in Jordan. It Was Just a House. What inspired that book?
Traveling throughout Jordan, we met a lot of families within the refugee camp and outside of the refugee camp, and they all shared similar experiences. So I took all of their journeys and I compiled them into one, and that's how It Was Just a House came about. So it was inspired by the stories that the people told me.
And you wanted to look at this refugee experience from a child's perspective.
I did. I thought that it would be very impacting, and readers would be able to empathize with these characters, especially if they're young readers. It's just, I feel like you're able to connect, especially the children reading it are able to connect a lot more with the characters that are more their age. But I also wanted it to create a discussion for parents as well with their children, and help create compassionate readers, compassionate learners in our classrooms.
Don't want to give away too much of the book, but basically the little girl is brought back to memories of her now gone home by just smelling bread baking, and it takes her back.
Yeah, something that simple. Speaking with the refugees is like a flashback. There are triggers, things that bring them back to happier times and sort of transport them out of where they currently are living. So something as simple as bread really took that girl back to relive that experience, and a sound of like the clinking of the pots really snapped her out of that reality. So sounds and smells and the senses really trigger things for those students. So I'm hoping with my story that it'll help also students within classrooms understand that child sitting next to them, that they might not normally understand to that depth.
There are some people, and I know you've talked about reading this to children in your class, first graders, even younger. You've said it probably is best for second graders. It's a tough story.
It is. It's a difficult topic, but it is current events. So I do feel like bringing that element into the classrooms and into houses is important, and having that deep discussion about what's happening around the world. And it's not just based on the Middle East. This is the reality that's happening everywhere in the world. So it certainly is great to have a discussion about this. It's not only, like I said, the Middle East, but different parts of Asia and Africa and South America, and even parts of the United States. Some students go through displacement. And
what about your little first graders that you're teaching? Do they find it kind of cool that teachers reading them a book she wrote?
They asked for me to read it again and again and again. So I think having that experience for them is so incredible, to be able to interact with the author and talk to them and actually get to ask the author questions about their own story. So sometimes they come up with the best questions for me, and they challenge me too, so I like that.
I know you've said, I think it was an interview with The Republican, that you really would like all of us in this country, and even the little ones you teach, to have more of a sense of what we have and how things are so very different for so many people around the world.
Yeah, when I was there, they kept reinforcing that it could be worse, it could be worse. And I'm looking around and there's cement walls, a dirt floor, a blanket as the roof. And, I'd ask, well, what do you do when it rains? And they're like, we get wet. And it does snow in the Middle East. So I asked, well, what happens when it snows? And she's like, we get cold. And it could be worse. And I remember thinking, wow, that thought, the way that they think, and the way, I'm like, this has to be communicated. We have to know about this, because unless I traveled, I don't think I would have been able to experience that. So I want to bring that experience into the laps of readers all over the world that might not be able to travel or be able to get to certain places. So just that mindset really inspired me that it could be worse. And I remember thinking, wow, I'm going to go home with a deeper appreciation for everything that I do have.
So often I think Americans, Westerners in general, travel to a foreign place, but looking for rest, a real vacation, only spend time in the resort or at a hotel that's just like being in the United States, and they're probably eating hamburgers and not any of the indigenous food. Don't get out and meet people of the country they're visiting like you do. You think we miss a lot if we do that when we're traveling?
I do. I think you really need to immerse yourself in the culture. Try out the language. Try out the foods that you might not normally try, because I do feel like it's such a great experience when you do, and you really, I feel like, gain a deeper appreciation for those cultures, and definitely more respectful of the people, and just those sort of interactions that you don't get staying at a resort. My experience has obviously changed my life, and I feel that more people would have greater impacting experiences if they do get out of those resorts.
And yet I've got to ask you, in today's world, and really any place, right on our own block, we know there are troubles. Concerns for your safety as you travel? I assume you're traveling with a group of people, but still, it's a little trickier than just missing a lot of experience, but just going to the resort where you know you're kind of ensconced and safe.
It is, but I feel like a lot of people asked me when I was in the Middle East, the first question when I came back was, did you feel safe? And I honestly felt so safe there. I feel like when you show that you're willing to want to learn about a culture or a different place, people are so nice and welcoming, and they open their homes to you and they open their arms to you. And I really feel like that's how you learn about these places. And I feel like I've felt safe every place I've gone. And I've gone to some unsafe places, and never once did anything cross my mind that I was feeling unsafe.
You've got another book coming now in 2015 about a trip to Haiti. The boy with the red shoes, is that right? Yes. I don't want to give away too much.
Yes.
But what I've read of it's about the important difference any one of us can make in someone else's life, maybe not even know it.
Yes. It's based on an interaction that my younger brother had with a native when we were at a marketplace visiting on our cruise. And it sort of shares the boy's experience going through a natural disaster and how he coped through loss and separation, and what he's doing now to get back on his feet.
And a book, I understand, in the planning stages about Costa Rica?
Yes, that'll be my third book. It's being illustrated right now.
And as far as you mentioned illustrator, you felt that it was very important to get exactly the right illustrator and to maintain some control over how your books were illustrated.
Yeah, my illustrator was phenomenal. I didn't want it to be her vision almost, because I wanted it to be an accurate representation of the places I've been. So I actually sent her pictures of the refugee camp. I sent her pictures from Haiti, from Costa Rica, and she recreated those things exactly as I saw them. So it's truly the perspective from my eyes of what happened. So she did work very closely with me, and I sent her detailed descriptions of what the characters should look like, how everything should be, and she really did a phenomenal job recreating absolutely everything.
Any idea where you're going next this coming summer, I presume, summer vacation?
Well, next week I'm going to Dubai and Abu Dhabi for the holiday break, and next summer I am doing China, and I'm doing England, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. So I'll be gone almost all summer.
And I hear a whole series of fascinating books in the future.
Yes, yes. I'm hoping to create a book for each country I've been to. So sort of transporting people all over the world.
Well, Katherine Mary Kraver, author, It Was Just a House. Thanks. Good luck with your teaching. Good luck with your travels. Thanks for visiting with us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.